Ron Silorio here with Towa Industries. Just want to show you guys a brief introduction to our new BPS system. All right, this is a 1800 watt unit here. You can tell it's a lot smaller. Move this around just a little bit. It's got this smaller frame. Okay, very identical to the larger ones. We'll get into those. This is 1800 watts, and like this larger partner here, this is LFP, all using LFP battery system, right? So life expectancy up to 4,000 cycles, which is roughly 8 to 10 years of use. So also very safe, not susceptible to thermal runaway. So meaning no heat issues there. So it's a lot safer than your standard lithium packs. Also, the way the construction of these units, we've also got very safe way of transporting these, and the way it's all caged within the system, very safe to move around and transport. All right, so again, 1800 watt, and then we'll move over to this unit here. This is a standalone unit. We're going to move over to our sort of main catalyst to the group. Okay, this is our 3 kilowatt unit here. This is our main unit, and it is an expandable system. So the use of these units is that you can take one 3 kilowatt unit and use up to 6 of these expansion units, right? And that's a total of 17.5 kilowatts. In a basic configuration like what we have here today, we've got a 3 kilowatt unit and 2 of these 2.5 kilowatt expansion systems. And we'll come around in the back in a minute here to show you guys how they actually easily chain together. Okay, so it's all modular. You can start with this, and as you need more power, you add expansion units. You don't have to buy everything at once if you don't want to, right? But you can guesstimate based on your load, the amount of load you have, how much power you'll need through the day. The idea here is in your trailer or your RV or whatever the case may be, you want to be able to charge throughout the day all the loads and different batteries that you may be using in your system, right? And then you come in at night and you plug this in and get it charged, since all of your batteries should already be charged or continuing to charge through this system. Chaining function of our BPS unit, our 3K unit here, we provide these cables, these expansion cables, okay, and there's a output port here, goes into the input port of this unit, right? And so depending, again, you just continue that chain. So you take the next one, you put it into here, into that unit here, right? And you continue to build up to 6 of those for a total of 17.5 kilowatts. Right now we have a 8 kilowatt system that we're showing here, right? Because we've got a 3 kilowatts unit and then a 2.5 and a 2.5, so that's 8K total. Very easy to daisy chain, but you want to do that when you make sure the power is off. You don't want it to confuse the unit, because you want to make sure that that connection's solid, and then when the unit turns on, it picks up that there's an expansion unit connected to it, or a multiple amount of expansion units. In the front here, we have our display. So again, we'll go to the back in a minute. I'm going to move around to the side here. So right now, as you can see, we're running about 80%. That's in combination with these 2 units, because you can see that 80%. And over here, if you can't see this right away, but there's an indicator that there's 2 expansion units connected to it, and that's indicating those 2 are connected and running. So right now, we just, as an example, we always use our PDM system as a single input to this or output to this guy, and then the PDM powers everything, all the loads, because the PDM now has more advanced outlet management technology, right? It's got algorithms that are running that'll keep that output down below a circuit limit of 20 amps, so a maximum draw of 16 amps, give or take a few points there, but the idea there is to keep it from flipping the circuit breaker, okay? So in this case, we've got this unit running right now. I don't see any other loads on, but that total unit output is roughly, it fluctuates between 430 watts to 200, and that's all during battery conditioning and the different charge rates that's happening right now. Plug it in, and it's drawing at the input at 322 watts. That's the slower rate of charge, but if you want to go a little faster because you need to get going somewhere, you simply hit this button back here that says rapid charge. Just to click that button. Go into rapid charge mode, the fans will come on, and you'll notice it went from 300 watts all the way up to about 15, 14, 1600 watts or so. So it's drawing about 14 amps, 12 to 14 amps, give or take. And so that's really gonna bump up your time, you know, from 8-10 hours to 2 to 4 hours, depending on the state of charge of the batteries. All right, so as I was talking about the PDM, as you can see here in this example, we've got one input that goes, right now, currently we have 2 units stacked together. The PDM itself is also modular, right? Each unit has 4 output outlets, and as you stack them, you're stacking in multiples of 4 outlets. So depending on the size of your, what you need and how much load you have, how many outlets you require for your system, you'll set up that way. So in this case, we have 2, gives us 8 outlets. The beautiful thing about that, it is modular and they connect together, and one unit controls the next. So they all talk together as if they're in one box, right? So 8 outlets, 1 control, 1 single input, right? So it's managing the 16 amps through all of these 8 outlets. As you can see, it's reading right now 5.4 amps of draw. And that draw is the load, which is the battery pack that's being charged currently. These units, again, they're stackable, so single input, they daisy chain together for power, and then they also daisy chain so that through the system, it can communicate and talk to each other to say what's going on, what load is where, how much is being loaded, as if it was a single box. So I just also want to go over the bracketing system that we have for this. It's really designed to carry the weight and the load and to mitigate a lot of vibration. Because eventually, as you can see, cords can kind of start to sag and weigh on this unit. We have a base bracket, which is what gets screwed onto a wall, a backer board, a 16-inch on center, beam, construction beams, and also this top bracket, which comes with the base bracket, as that locks everything together. If you add more units, you can also buy an expansion bracket, which is this H bracket in the middle. Okay. And then you can, again, take this top bracket and put it right on top of that. It all holds together and locks it all in place.